Well, I am in the same dress today um, as I was with Baba. I used to be with Baba during summer when I would be going to keep night watch. I would be in the same dress during daytime, also the same dress during summer. Even when people would come during summer, I would be in the same dress and no change. Now, what do you want?
What I want to know now about is how is Baba still available to people now?
It is it is very easy to understand. When Baba was physically present, he was working for the whole universe and he would be in seclusion. He would be available to the people very, very rarely. In certain occasion, he would give darshan or his savas program would be there. Then only the people would come and they would have the chance to see him, to be with him. But now, as he said, that before dropping his body, he said that he would give his darshan every day. It would be open, there would be no seclusion at all. And he would be giving his darshan, he would be available to the people anytime. And we were wondering and we were just thinking that if Baba would not be in seclusion and Baba would call the people every day, what would happen? What would happen? But we did not follow what he meant by that. He said, now there would be no seclusion, nothing. I would be available 24 hours and every day there would be darshan program. So when he comes for the universe, he works. And just like Mehrabad, he would be in seclusion there. He was working for the whole universe. Now just see that every animate and inanimate is they are with him all the time. They are not away because in his universal mind, every individual mind is there. There is no time, no space, nothing. But when he would come, there would be different type of work, special work. Then there would be chosen work, just like Baba has given that simile, that where perfect master works for the universe, whole universe in a general way, and for the selected one in a chosen way, while avatar works for the whole universe in a chosen way and for the selected ones in a special way. So his work is not for the time being. He works, it goes on for hundreds of years till his second advent. That is his work. Now he has put cable, telephone connections are there with every heart. Now suppose he shifts his office from Meherazad to Ahmednagar, and Meherazad is his office. Previously when he was physically present, he has shifted his office because now the connection for each one he has worked, it goes on. And if there is something, he has also made provision that they should send phone call to him and they get a reply immediately, a response. Otherwise they would forget. That's why he has to make this provision, and that's why you find that though he is not physically present, but more and more and more people are coming to him. If he is not available, if he is not there, why the people should come to him? Because he is there, people are coming more and more and more, and a day will come when the whole world will come to him. So, because he is available, and he is more available now because he is not in seclusion, he has come out of seclusion. So, his presence is felt by each one. And why it is felt? Because he has worked for them. The work is there, and in that work he has made provision about sending phone call to him because the connection is there. So they call him and they get the a response. And this is the reason why I should say that he is more available now than what he was when he was physically present. At that time he would be in seclusion. And physical presence, of course, for his work, it is not necessary. Only his universe, when he comes, he comes for universal work. That body is required for that. As soon as that work is finished, he drops his body. But that work, it goes on and on and on, manifesting. It goes on manifesting, and accordingly, of course, that's why, people from different countries, they come to him and they feel his presence. Without his presence, how can they go to him? How can they obey him? How can they follow him? This is the reason, he has worked and his presence is there. That's why they follow him. Did you get it now? Any more question? Because of his work, what happens? He is in the form of infinite consciousness. Now, infinite consciousness, just like a man on the street, he has not that power to pull the infinite consciousness towards him. If something happens, something just like for material thing, he say, oh God. But that call, it is not powerful. But here, because you have got that connection, that telephone connection is there, you just telephone, and immediately you get the response. Because here, he has worked for you, connection is there, and because of that connection, that infinite consciousness is pulled towards you, and you get the response immediately.
And you say, oh, Baba.
Yes, of course. When you say, oh Baba, so here, because in your heart, of course, he has created that intensity of calling him. And when you call with all intensity, and because you have that connection, the telephone connection is there, the wire is there, so the infinite consciousness is pulled immediately. There is no connection. Suppose one man is here and you want to call the man who is at Ahmednagar station. Telephone connection is not there. So what he does, even if he calls loudly, he will not be able to hear. But here, because this telephone connection is there, you just take and you say hello, and that man gives reply. Did you follow it? Because that connection is there. So he has put all these connections, telephonic connections, he has joined each individual heart. And when they call him, of course, the response is there. He gives the response immediately. And that's why people, they follow him, and more number you find every day. The number is increasing. And that's why, because he is present, that's why they follow. If he is not present, how can they follow? If they don't get any response, if they don't feel his presence, how can they follow? So this is the reason. And that's why I should say that he is more present now, because he has come out of seclusion. And the meaning of his words, he's saying, when he would say that after this is my last seclusion, and now there would be no more seclusion. I would be available to the people 24 hours. I would be available, and he is available because he has come out of seclusion. Finished? Or any other thing you want? This is a fact, He is the only one. He is the only reality, matchless, most loving. I did not find in my life anyone like him. He is the only one. He is the only one. And if you follow him, if you love him, it is not that it is your duty to love him. It is your duty to obey him. It is your duty to follow him, because he is the only one. He is the reality. No one besides him. He is the only one. And in my life, I did not find anyone so loving like him. Matchless, I tell you, matchless. And so compassionate, so loving, how he would suffer for us, how he would suffer for the whole universe. He does not come, he does not take form just to eat and see pictures, He comes to suffer for the universe and to bestow his love, to accept those who who of course don't follow him, don't listen to him, for them also he comes and he gives the way, he shows the way to those people, to the whole universe, He's the only one. Most loving, most compassionate, no one like him. No one besides him, he's the only one. Did you get it now?
Say that what you said last night. I know there's one who loves me too.
Yes, I find, what happens. Sometimes I feel, oh, there is no one who loves me, but then I remember that he is the only one who loves me. He is the only one who loves me. All right, you don't love me, don't love. I don't, and your love means love of other people, What use? Nothing. But he's the one who loves me, and his love is real love. So I feel contented, I feel happy, that he loves me. Who is the truth, who is the reality, who is infinite one, who is the compassionate. So when he loves, what more do you need? And I am fully convinced, I know that he loves me. So there is nothing for me to achieve anything more than this. That is the best achievement for me. So when people, of course, treat me like anything, I say that it is good, that I remember him more and more, and I know that, oh, he is the only one who loves me. He is the only one who loves me. So I don't crave for.
Or if anything happens, you know that he knows.
Yes, even in this trust work, so many things, so many impossible things, and I have come to this conclusion that if I put all my efforts, he is there to help me. He is there to help me, and that's why so many things, so many things, impossible things have been achieved. It is not I, but it is he who helps, and I feel his help. And I feel very much convinced, I feel very much bold, and I face, because I have that conviction that he is there to help me. Even so many things which I don't know, and all of a sudden they come in my mind, and I put up the case, different things in proper shape, and then I fight for that, and we get success, So it is his help. It is a fact, It is a fact, I tell you. He is so loving, so compassionate, so pure, And his compassion, of course, has no limit. And that's why when I feel I've got so many weaknesses, that means I'm just like dirt, And he accepted me. And this is the example of his compassion. Really speaking, I'm just like a shit, Just like a shit. But, with the shit, when I would be with him, and he would bestow his love. Can you imagine that love? What love he has for each one? So it is just like that. And that's why I say that he is the most compassionate one, he is the most loving one, he is the only one, no one besides him. Most kind, most loving. I tell you, when I would keep night watch, so Baba would be sitting on the bed, and he would ask me to sit near him on the bed, and I would feel so embarrassed, He is the Lord, and how could I sit near him? And he would insist upon me, and he would ask me to sit there, and then because I had to obey, so I would sit there, and then he would just kiss me and love me, and I would feel embarrassed that he is the Lord. I am just dirt, shit, and how could I sit just near him? But he would insist, he would insist, and of course I would feel embarrassed. At the same time, I would just think about his love, how much love he had, how much love, Lord of the universe, And I would sit there, but and that's why I always remember that how much love he would bestow, and I should confess that I could not obey